And suddenly, the cook is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit.
And suddenly, the cook is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit.
The cook is on fire. The cook is on fire. And suddenly, the cook is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit. I've been working way too hard for this shit.
The cook is on fire. The cook is on fire. The cook is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to the show. And Jujubee, why are you not a wrench? I thought I made you one last time you came in. I'm adding you as a moderator. Standard moderator, okay? All right. I don't know, man. I thought for sure I did the last time, but I don't know no more. I know nothing. I got me a digital pressure canner, and I'm scared to take it out of the box. Yeah, I get it. Just standard. I mean, there's a separation. There's a managing one, and then there's a standard one. And I don't want people managing, so. Hello, Susie. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget, you can be a Poop Troop member for as little as 99 cents a month. So, check it out. There's lots of videos, different types of things on the members only. If anybody wants to come up, you can. Here is the linkage. And you can come up and hang out with me. Or whoever, you just have to show your face. And there you go. All right. Okay, too much kid chaos, not today. Yeah, I understand. My son is sleeping, so he was outside for like most of the day. If we were taking here, we are for. Oh, yeah. True that. Hey, Outdoor Eagle. Thanks for coming in. It's too close to the screen. I'm starting to white out or something. I don't understand why this screen isn't doing there. A little less light. There we go. All right. So I'm doing a giveaway. And I have bags of valerian root that I have not sold on Etsy that I'm giving away because I can't just have it in my house any longer. So if you're interested, I have some dried valerian root that I'm going to give away. It's 0.30 ounces a bag. Yes, he loves being outside. Absolutely loves it. Hey, Idaho. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being a member. Thank you, Adventures with Outdoor Eagle and Zombie. Thank you guys for being members of the channel. It really helps me out and helps me continue to do YouTube things. Otherwise, I can't do it. Down the river mining. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, so I'm going to be giving away some of these. I got 3 bags. Do you smoke it? No, you don't smoke it. Valerian root you can make into a tea. It is a sedative. Hello, Skin Off Farms. Thank you for coming in. I have 3 hours of daylight to work in the garden, so I will be listening. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Oh, I guess you do. You're in Idaho. Duh. Yeah, it's dark here. I can't. I'd be eaten alive outside. Sorry, my nose. It just sedate me. Sedate me. It does work as a sedation. I've done videos on valerian root. It smells. A lot of people think it smells good. The flowers smell amazing. The actual root itself stinks. But yes, you can make it into a tea. I have made it into a tincture, and that will last forever. So I've done that. And a little bit goes a long way. You don't want to use too much of it. And yeah, do some research before you take it. How did I down the river comment on this subscriber is only not that I can. How did huh? Sorry. It's subscribers only. So anybody, it's not members only. Anyone that has subscribed can comment. I just don't want people coming in here that haven't subscribed to my channel, and like it really stops trolls. That's what it does. So if a troll notices that they have to wait like 5 minutes to come in, then more than likely they won't, because they can't easily access the live. Yep. I just amazed half of my neighbors tonight with plantain calendula salve when one of my kids skinned their knee, stopped screaming mid-application. Weeds for the win. Isn't that the truth? I do have this kind of makes me mad. Okay, about 5 hours ago, I did a video and I went to put it out and it wouldn't upload. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it wouldn't upload. So I will put it out tomorrow. It could just be that it's Friday and everybody and their brother is uploading. But yeah, I have a video about a specific weed that's in my garden. Helpful weed. Helpful little weeds. You trolls. Man. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I have some valerian root. And yes, I'm just trying to not get rid of stuff, but I have an overabundance of herbs and all different kinds of stuff. So I was trying to do that. So I will be giving that away. I don't think I have any stickers, but I'm going to check real quick. So give me a second. I thought I did, but very well. Okay, cool. Turn off my light here. Ouch. I wonder what I did with the other stickers. Huh. I don't know. Hey, Marshmallow Man. What's up? Thanks for coming in, dude. Okay, and I don't have a whole lot of stickers. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I have enough. Give me a moment here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to see how much I have. I am going to an event in a couple weeks, or actually in a week from now. Tammy and them will be here, so I want to make sure I have enough stickers. Okay, we're good. I have 2 stickers I can give away this night as well. So, we can wait for a few more people to come in, if at all I get anybody to come in. Let's see what else. Yeah, thank you for coming in, guys. Here is the link. I know I texted Marshmallow Man earlier and told him I was going live tonight. Here's the link. If Marshmallow Man wants to come up. Man, it's been a week, hasn't it? All right. So, yes. So I have 3 bags of valerian root and I have 2 stickers I can give away tonight. All righty. Hey, Myra. Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry, Myra, but I'm not able to ship the valerian root to South Africa because I really don't think it would make it there. But I can do a sticker. Ah, there he is. Hi, Lewis. Uh-oh.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I didn't know if your internet was going to work or not. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
That's good. I've just been really busy.
Yeah.
And, tomorrow I got to rip out all my peas. They're done for the year. So, are you?
Is it smoky where you are?
You know, people are saying it is. Like, what? I don't wake up super early, but they notice it in the mornings, like when the sun is coming up. And I don't know. People are saying that they're having a hard time breathing. But I'm not. It's been nice here. The only thing is the temperature has been cooler than normal, which is probably because the smoke is probably blocking the sun. But,
Yeah, it's not too bad here, but you can see it in the air.
Yeah. That's the thing is I can't see anything in the air here. I guess New York City was horrible. Like, it was just dark.
Yeah, I don't have it so bad, but you know how you look in some populated areas on a real hot, humid day, you see the smog, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's like where I am.
Yeah.
Bad like New York or Toronto.
Yeah. Hey, Green Granny, thanks for coming in. Thank you for being a member of the channel. It was worse in Virginia and NYC. The landfill next town over caught fire. Yikes. That's not good. We're not in that wind pattern here. So I haven't really noticed a whole lot. Like I said yesterday, my eyes were burning. But I don't know if that was just allergies or if it was because of that. I'm not sure, but I was having issues yesterday.
You know,
like
when I get when I get smoke from a fire or my cigarettes or whatever, right? They burn.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe that's what was going on. But honestly, the sky here has been clear. Like I haven't really noticed a whole lot. Now, I
Yeah.
do have a cousin that lives in a town over from me. She said she has asthma and she said she couldn't breathe. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
it would
spent,
affect
yeah,
it would
I'm sorry.
affect people like that, smokers, old people, young people, stuff
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah,
People who work outside.
yeah. I really honestly have been outside 3 days in a row all day long and never noticed a darn thing. I was even outside for a funeral and didn't notice anything. So,
Yeah, I don't want to say sick today, but enough to puke a couple of times. And yesterday, a little bit, but I was outside all day the last 2 days. So I just took today off.
we did have it bad here, but it mostly cleared out. Oh, that's good. I got bronchitis from it. I guess it's getting better since the air cleared. Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, we got fires like in the east and the west out here, up here.
Mm,
It's like the worst one in like I don't know how long for
yeah.
fire.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the ones in Oregon and in Washington State and stuff. Like I think it was like last year or something. But we typically don't get anything from that. Now, Canada is our neighbor, north of us. So,
Yeah, mostly they're out west, the fires, right? But
yeah,
very rarely are they ever out east, like in Halifax or Quebec.
yeah. My youngest, who doesn't know any better, came down the stairs yesterday and asked I'd had her old COVID mask. The air was hurting her lungs. Oh, wow. Wow. She took it to school and wore it on the bus. Oh, well, that's smart.
Yeah, they
So,
were saying that up here in Canada to get those N95s out again.
mhm. Yeah, we've been getting air quality warnings for the past 3 days saying that the air is worse than China or something. It's been crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So to be 9 and know to ask, she doesn't know. Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be a whole generation of children that have worn the mask. Couple generations of kids. I'm just praying my son doesn't have to wear a mask in school ever. That is horrible.
Well, I think that time has come, and it's going to be where they're just going to say, yeah, fires, N95, this sickness or that disease or that, get them out.
Yeah, that's horrible. I really hope that doesn't happen, but I just think normalcy has been thrown out the window. So,
Well, the last 3 years, last 4 years.
yeah. Okay.
But it could be a lot worse. We could be like China and be like welded in our houses or chained in our houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be worse. I was real lucky during that time period because I don't work. My husband was around it, but not as much. And so if I was quarantined or something, I couldn't leave. Well, I couldn't leave the house or go anywhere. I would just like hang out with my mom, who's next door. She would come over. We did a lot of dinners together, stuff like that because, we didn't I don't go outside the house normally anyway. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But for people that had to go outside the house, I feel for them. And my husband had to continue to work. He was considered a important person, so he had to continue to work. She fought for me
Yeah.
for 3 years over it. I had to chuckle when she asked for it. Sorry, didn't mean to take it down that path. No, you're fine. You're fine, Jujubee. I don't care.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
I very rarely went out during the pandemic. Just when I had to.
yeah.
Just when I had to.
Hey, Yuga. Thank you for coming in and thank you for being a member. Appreciate you. Like, can we talk a little bit about my freaking hair today? I don't know what the hell is going on, but my hair is curly. Look at this. Yeah. My hair is never curly. Yes, I have curly hair today, though. It's nuts.
I got curly hair too.
It's like crazy. It's the weather, I'm telling you. Yeah, I normally don't have curly hair, but today I'm sporting a curly look. I don't like people in general. I don't either, Jujubee. I am a friendly person, and I will talk to pretty much anybody. But lately here, I don't like people. And I find myself not wanting to go to public outings. And I really don't want people to get to know me. I know that's horrible, but it's true.
Oh, don't worry. I think about that. I think me and my neighbors. I think we've talked maybe a handful of times in 5 years.
Oh, nice.
And they're my neighbors, right?
Yeah.
They're nice people and all that. It's just I don't like going out. I don't like being with people. I'd rather do my own thing.
Rebel this evening is working at a camp, so she can't come in. And I invite her. I'm like, hey, you can come up. And then she's like, and I was like, duh. That's why you couldn't do the live today. I don't know. My brain. I don't know if I need to like take some brain food or what, but like I even find myself not being able to remember stupidest little shit. Like when I'm in the garden, I can't remember the name of plants. Like I know what I planted. I planted it. And then I go and I talk about it and I draw a blank. I'm like, I just want to smack myself. Like I know the names of things, but I can't talk about it because I can't remember. I like my animals. You know what? I do too. I like my chickens. I like my duck. My duck is so adorable. Charlie. He is a Muscovy, and I call his woman Lady. So it's Charlie and Lady, but I absolutely love them. And I feed Charlie. I go out there and like now I've got him so used to me and I talk to him all the time that he will allow you to go up and just pet him. I just love that duck. I would cry if something happened to him because he's like my pet and I absolutely adore him. And then when he comes up to you, he spins his tail and he doesn't quack because he's a Muscovy. He hisses. Actually, he sounds like he is an asthmatic duck. He comes up to you, he's like, he's like he's an asthmatic duck. But I love him so much. He's so cute. And then I have my dog Smelly Ellie. So, and she's a standard poodle. She's my first standard poodle in my life. I've had a Shih Tzu or an Ocelopsa, and I had a American Bulldog before, and Otis, my previous dog, he was a giant Schnauzer and poodle mix. But yeah, Smelly Ellie is my first standard poodle ever. and she's adorable, and she listens, and she's such a good dog. Such a good dog. I was thinking about poundage this year and how much I might bring in. I don't know. My tomatoes are doing exceptional. I really, really wish my video would have came out before this so you guys could have watched it. My premiere, I had it all planned that I was going to do a premiere before I went live, but unfortunately it's still loading, and it says that it's going to take 2 hours to load, but it's been loading for 4 hours. So there's something not right. There's something not going right. So I'll probably just end up canceling it and then uploading it tomorrow morning or something.
No, I don't. My phone's like that sometimes.
Yeah,
I can put up a short, like I'm sitting in the kitchen right now, and if I go in the family room, the reception's even shittier. And I noticed that when I'm downloading it, like I got LTE, 4G, and then this E thing. When it's in LTE, the reception's pretty damn good. When it goes to 4G, but there's like on a scale of 1 to 5, say 5 being the best for LTE, you might be in the 1 area for LTE, and it might be like not so good.
Yeah.
Where you're sitting. So I noticed that with my cell phone, and it's like it upsets me sometimes. It's like, it's like only like a couple megabytes that I gotta download because it's a short and it's taking an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a pain in the butt.
If I go outside, it takes 5 minutes. Yeah.
That's why I don't transfer onto my computer first and then upload it. I just do it from my phone most of the time, because to take that extra step, it takes forever. And I just don't have that kind of time to just wait around for a video to upload. I barely have time to edit. Like today, every time I sat down to edit a video, I had to look at Fred or see what he was doing, or it was just crazy. Hey, Ginger, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's been crazy. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rebel's a member again. I wanted to know, is YouTube giving people a hard time about memberships? Because I noticed that there's a lag. And some people don't have a membership for a couple days, and then they have a membership again. So is like YouTube doing
I noticed that. I don't have memberships like you do, but I noticed with my hours or my subscribers where I just had one that got like 1,500 views. And it took a couple of days for it to show up.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. So YouTube might just be slow, or there might be a bug that they need to work out or something.
Yeah, it's always been like that. Not always, but sometimes it'll get worse. Sometimes it'll get better. I'll get subscribers where I'll hit a live stream or whatever. And remember Joe Gardner, State Gardner, doing it, and I got like 10 or 15 subscribers, right? Yeah. He did a thing on my turmeric and ginger up here in Canada, right? And I got like 10 or 15, and the next day, 5 of them were gone.
Yeah, that always happens. What they do is they like take them away to check. I've had that game. I've had that game for the last 6 months. What they do is they'll give me 10 subs, and I get 10 subs, and then they take 10 subs away. And then a week or so later, I gain 10 subs again. It's nuts. I'm like, how do they even keep track of how many subscribers I have? If they're taking them away and giving them back and taking them away, it's so obnoxious. Speaking of which, I am 40 away from 1,700. So I need 40 more subs, and I will have 1,700 subscribers. So excited. Took me forever to get there. And then I hopefully will have 2,000 by the end of the year, or I'm hoping by the end of the summer. I'm just going to keep pushing content, and hopefully it will happen. That happened to my membership to you this month. It didn't take my card. Then 2 days later, it went through. Yeah, there's a lag. There has to be. Something's going on because I noticed that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I lost my tomato. I direct sowed some of my tomatoes because I lost mine during a frost. So I don't know if I'll be getting tomatoes this year.
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This weather this year has been freaking wild. Has been nuts because our last frost date is May 8th. And we're usually pretty safe. My birthday is on the 16th. So that weekend, we're usually pretty safe at planting everything because we're almost a week or so out from the frost date. And I mean, we do check the forecast as well, just to make sure like nothing's, and we did. We checked the forecast. Everything looked great. And then before too long, the forecast said that it was one Wednesday. It was supposed to get down to 35 degrees at night. And I was like, shit. I didn't know what to do. Like, I went to Lowe's and I have stuff to cover my plants, but I worry about just throwing a sheet over it because I was talking to a master gardener and they told me if you throw a sheet over it and you don't have it propped up properly, if your plants are touching that sheet, and there's a frost, your plants can still get damaged.
That's what I think happened to me because I use 5-gallon pails and on a lot of stuff. And those Folgers coffee containers? I used them. My peppers survived. My pot plants survived. My onions, because I did onion starts, they survived. Just my tomato plants.
Yeah.
So
tomatoes don't like anything that's under 50 degrees. They don't like it.
I figured it was either that or it was just too much of a frost for them, even with the buckets on. So it is what it is. Some years, I remember saying, I think it was to the cosmic cultivators. Yeah, we can plant like $100 worth of seeds, but you might see 100 pounds, and that's it. Whereas you see like 1,000 pounds out of those seeds, right?
Yeah.
It depends upon the weather, this, that, and the other.
Yeah. I went to Lowe's. I bought some like green garden blankets. And that actually worked out really well. We could cut them perfectly for our rows, and then we put buckets over the tomatoes, and we had just enough buckets to do so. And then I covered my flowers, and everything was fine. We survived it. It was great. Then I'm like, okay, we're getting towards the middle of May here. Everything's going to be good. And then at 9:00 at night, I get a frost advisory. I'm like, you guys couldn't tell me this during the day? Like, that there could possibly be a dip in the weather? Like, this is crazy. So
I don't know if you've heard this saying, but up here in Canada, we got it saying, if you don't like the weather now, just wait 5 minutes.
Just wait 5 minutes. It's great. So I said, screw it at that point. I was so pissed off and anxiety driven over it because I depend a lot on my crops. I make that spaghetti sauce. I had all my herbs planted. Like there was, stuff I make from that. So
here's what else survived. My rosemary, sage, survived. My colorento, dill, some of my basil survived. My parsley survived.
That's good. Okay, I'm sorry if I miss what somebody said. Yes, Courtney, but the plants survive instead of losing the whole plant. Yeah, but it could mess them up. Like if it's a tomato or something and the top is frozen, it could make them smaller. There could be so many factors there. But yes, your plants still survive. I use one of those wire trash baskets from the Dollar Tree with a grocery bag over it to protect the plants from the frost. Oh, okay. I didn't think you guys you have a frost in North Carolina? You must be further north. I don't know. I didn't think you guys did.
Hey, CR, hey, Diggs.
Hey, CR, thanks for coming in. Diggs is in here. Diggs! I had to turn autocorrect off. Autocorrect makes me want to punch my phone. Isn't that the truth? Okay, so I am a horrible speller, but autocorrect makes me sound super ignorant. Like, super ignorant. I hate it. And talk to text is even worse. It'll come out not even like remotely making sense. Like, it's horrible. So typically I just really watch what I put in there. But I need autocorrect because it corrects my horrible spelling. I've used reflective bubble wrap for frost and snow. Hey, that'll work. Even when we have a frost, it doesn't affect me very often because most of my garden sits on a backside of a hill under a big tree canopy. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I was having a conversation with my dad one time, texting,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, I don't believe I'm talking to my own son right now. I go, why? He goes, because you don't normally spell and say stuff you'd normally say. I go, you want to know why? Because I'm talking to my phone and then sending it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's hieroglyphics for sure, Diggs. That's pretty funny, actually. Oh, it was so funny. My brother, this is hilarious. My brother wants to take me and my husband to a concert. And he messaged me, and I couldn't tell if he was drunk or if he was doing talk to text. And I was concerned because he invited my husband and I to go to a concert, and he said he was going to pay for it. And I was like, oh my God, he's drunk texting. Like, he doesn't know what he's saying. So tomorrow he's going to be like, that concert I invited you to? I got a little overzealous. But anyway, I just saw him. I had to go to a funeral for my great aunt. She passed away. So I just saw my brother. I said, hey, I'm like, you texted me the other day. Were you drunk? And he says, no. I'm like, okay, then it was talk to text. It made me laugh. Like, okay, then it was talk to text. But yeah, the way he was talking and stuff in the phone, I was just like, okay. Maybe both. That's funny. But yeah, it was funny. I laughed. And he's like, no,
I still remember those rotary phones that took you an hour to make a long distance phone call.
Oh God, I know. Oh my God. You know what's really funny about that is I've had a friend from Hungary since 6th grade, and we have wrote each other back and forth. I called her on a rotary phone because my grandmother here at the house had one of those big ones, that were on the wall. They were black or whatever. They're big, or a lot of times they had them in like that ugly green color too. And I called my friend from Hungary on that using the plus. I don't know what her country's extension was, but I had to do the plus, this is an example, +27. Then I had to dial her 1 and dial her number out. And it was like insane on a rotary phone. That was crazy.
Yeah, it takes you 2 hours to make an international phone call.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, Star. I appreciate it. Thank you for continuing to be a member of my channel as well. I appreciate it. pea green, pastel pink, or oh my God, which is so funny. Okay, so the basement of this house has a wall that was down there. I have painted it since, but it was Pepto-Bismol pink. And I remember specifically my grandmother had a rotary pink phone. It was like this big and it hung on the wall. Well, when my grandfather passed away, you know, we were cleaning out a bunch of stuff and whatnot. And my grandmother had that pink pastel phone still hanging on the wall. Well, they went and they checked, you know, the phone company and everything. My grandmother was still paying $10 a month. She rented that phone from the phone company. I was like, oh my gosh, not only is it ugly, you're paying $10 a month for it. I have a deaf cousin in Canada. When a struggle call the interpreter line intentionally, and I have to talk, wait for an interpreter to sign, and then he to sign, and the interpreter to talk. Yes, the relay phone. I did a couple of interviews when I worked for a major company, a big company, and I was in HR, but I was an administrative assistant, and we did interviews for the company. Oh, okay. I have to unlock the door. Give me a second. I'll finish my story when I get back. King Pooba needs in.
King Pooba's locked out. Yeah. So what's it like to be locked out, King Pooba, of your own house?
Okay, sorry about that. I had to unlock the door. He locked himself out. Oh my gosh, look who it is. Yes, Daddy! Thanks for coming up. So I'll finish my story real quick. Anyway, I had to do a relay interview. That was so interesting. I had to ask them all these questions, and I talk fast. You know, I talk fast in general, but I had a script I had to follow, and I memorized it, so I even talked faster. So the woman on the relay was like, "You're gonna have to slow down." I was actually talking, and she's like, I can't really carry on a conversation with you. I'm not allowed to. I have to relay everything to the to the person. I was like, okay, I'll slow down. It was horrible. What's up, Guardian? Thanks for coming up. Did we lose you? I hope not. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, I don't know what's happening with my sound. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm not sure.
Hey,
There's a little bit of like a delay. So where I'm watching on the live stream. Hey.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I do that all the time too, because I have a habit of locking the storm doors and forgetting it. Oh my gosh. Before we put a new door on the back of the house, because the door that we had on there, my grandparents had, and the door itself was from like 1920. So when you were sitting at the dining room table and it was cold out or the winter was here, you could literally feel the winter coming under the door. Like it was that bad. So we changed the door up and we got a new door. But before that, I would lock my husband out all the time by accident, because it's just out of habit. I lock the back door, but I'd like to have like the screen open. Like right now it's locked, but the screen is open so I can get the cool air to come in at night. But yeah, I ended up locking him out quite often, and out of bad habit, just by locking the door. So he would like call me at 4 a.m. Can you let me in? When he would come home.
I don't lock my doors ever.
Yeah. I have a kind of a funny, weird story about that. Here, Star, you can come up this way. I didn't send anybody the link. I haven't been. But you can come up anytime. Here is the link for you if you want to come up. Okay, so when I was on vacation, my cousin, I have a lot of family that lives on my road. So my cousin posted on Facebook, what's going on at the end of the road? She's like, there's a bunch of caution tape, and it looked like there was like 5 police officers at this house at the end of the street. And of course, you know, I live in a very quiet community. Nothing happens here, like nothing. This is completely safe here. And I was like, now I'm curious. He struck my interest. Like, what's going on? This is like the talk of the neighborhood. Apparently he shot somebody, shot an intruder at 3 a.m. trying to break into his house. So that was really interesting here in our neighborhood. But come to find out, he actually knew the person. So he wasn't necessarily an intruder. He was trying to get into his house, though. So that happened.
I live in Canada. I do the same freaking thing. You walk into my house, my dog's coming at you, then I'm getting the gun. I'm sorry.
Oh, you received something on WhatsApp from me? I didn't write you. Oh, that was just a link for tonight. Yeah.
By the way, to
for tonight, no biggie.
Sorry, Court. Hello to everybody in the chat on the side. Sorry, like I just had a technical difficulty there. I was being silly. Audio setting input was needing to be changed to what it currently is. But hello to everybody, and I hope that you're all doing well.
Yeah, I just sent everybody the link that I was going live. I just sent it everywhere that I could possibly send it, and then I was like, hey, if you can share this out, that's great, because I don't have anywhere else I can send it. We're good. But,
thank you for that, Star. I see you in the side chat there, being all kind and shit. I mean stuff. Sorry. Sorry. Misbehave.
Like a DJ, yes. Oh, so anything else going on out there? Like the weather's just been weird here. Has the weather been weird in South Africa too? Is it around the world, or is it just here?
So we are pretty lucky when it comes to weather situation, what we have here. Like we have year-round pretty much consistent weather, which stays at a good temperature. And we don't have any weather, natural disasters or anything like that. So it's quite fortunate. Well, we have flooding. I mean, very rarely, but we do have flooding. That's like the worst it really gets. But it can get quite bad. Recently, in the last two years, in KwaZulu-Natal, in Durban. I won't get into it too much because I know that this is like, to most people, it's like, yeah, you know, you can say the weather's not being bad, and then for me to do a deep dive into it, it's like nobody asked for that. It's like, so yeah, it's good weather. That's what I will say.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know where CR lives, but we got smoke out here, out east too.
Yeah, I saw that over you guys. I saw you guys are getting a lot of smoke. I saw even from Times Square, like there's a video where there's guys like looking up and you can't even see the rest of the skyline. You just see like a couple yards ahead of you.
Oh yeah, it's not so bad here where I am in the east, but you can see like it's all smoke, like from fires, right? But it's like a smog almost on a real hot day. you do notice it.
How, by the way, CR? It's always really good to see you. And CR makes fun of me all the time, is what I believe. Like, CR bullies me, Courtney, and it's not funny. I'm kidding, CR. I love you, man.
I was gonna say I can't see CR bullying anybody.
No, I mean it in the best of ways. CR's a legend. I love you, buddy.
We love you, CR. Yeah, CR just sent me some pictures of his plants earlier, and we were talking about that. I could
Yeah, I'm
really
gonna have
see-
the apple trees I planted last year. They're gonna have some nice apples again this year, more than they did last year.
Nice.
And they're not even they're not even as tall as me yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they can start bearing when they're still quite short trees as well. That's obviously awesome. Like, that's really cool, dude.
That's actually really awesome because ours this year, I don't know what we're gonna get out of them, but we don't spray them or anything with anything, so I don't know. But I know our berries and stuff this year are doing fabulous. Like my raspberries, I literally have thousands of them. They're getting ready to turn, and I'm so excited. I'm like, I can't wait. This year I couldn't get to the strawberries. I went to go to a picking patch where they have them. It's a farm that has like tons of them, and they literally picked them out in 3 hours. And then I saw another post where they were like, yeah, we're going to have one more day of strawberries, but we didn't have as many this year to make up for the demand. So, they could be picked out again. And, I don't have time. I got to find somebody that can watch Fred. I can't just go on a whim and go up there and pick. So I don't think I'm getting strawberries this year, but I might be getting some raspberries, some really good ones. So I'll make some raspberry jam.
Yeah. You know how raspberries and strawberries look when they're starting to grow on the flowers?
Yeah.
Apples do the same thing. They start getting fat, like where the flowers are. They'll start after, I don't want to say a week or two, but if you're watering them on a regular basis, you can tell where the flowers are. If you look where they were, they'll start going fatter.
Yeah. Hey, Purple. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we have my one pear tree is super small. But this year, typically we only get like one pear on it. But this year it has tons of pears on it. And we actually took some off because we thought it might have overloaded the tree. And, so we took some off. And then I have the apple trees, which I don't know. I was talking to Howie from Food Forest Permaculture, and he was talking about this clay that you can spray on your tree, like on your plants and stuff. And it's like an organic method, and you spray like clay on your plants. And what it does is it makes your plants less attractive to bugs. Like they will, like if they go to like eat your leaves, they'll be like, oh, this tastes like dirt, and they won't eat it. So I heard it works, and I've been trying to find this particular clay, and it's really hard to find it around here. But I was also told that you can also spray it like on your apple trees and stuff. And it's organic. So I really wanted to do that, but I can't find the clay. And I could off of Amazon, but I wanted to buy it locally. But
wow.
Yeah, I would love to do that and spray my trees and stuff so that I don't have so much bug pressure. But
that sounds like an extremely eco-friendly way. Like, I love that idea. I love the fact that you get like a bit of clay. So obviously that all that's doing is just deterring your insects as well, and it's keeping your fruits and vegetables. That's amazing. Like that's such a good method instead of insecticides and things that add pollutants and chemicals to your fruits and veg.
Yeah, assume that it doesn't help with everything, but it will help with like, your bugs completely demolishing your apples on your tree and stuff, I'm sure, I mean, I'll probably still have birds trying to attack my trees and
Yeah, I think
stuff
they're a
like
bit
that.
smarter. Yeah, they're a tiny bit smarter, so you're gonna have, like, I think that they would be able to distinguish that.
Yeah, the spiders are helping me here. Oh, well, that's cool. How's everybody's gardens out there? You guys doing good? Joe said it stops the groundhogs for meeting his plants as well, for eating. You see, he's doing talk to text too. I'm telling you guys, it's horrible.
Hey,
From eating his
what's
plants.
up?
Yeah.
King Poobah, good to see you, bro. Hello.
It's so nice having you up here, Guardian. I really
Yeah,
miss you.
no,
I
we need
was
to.
thinking about you yesterday. I'm like, man, like we haven't hung out in a while. I'm like, I hope you
I
guys
know.
are okay.
Kay and I need to reconnect with you guys as well.
Yeah.
The little one's doing really well. So like the little one, yeah, we'll chat at some point. Like things are going really good on this side. Like for the most part, things are quite great. We've just started a bit of a holiday, so there's a bit of a break with the scouts. So that's pretty cool. Like I love the scouts in general. It's just like it is very sometimes a bit time consuming and stuff as well. But it's good. So now I've got a bit of a holiday, and then also with the holiday, like a lot of the factories and warehouses closed down around here, so work gets a little bit less intensified. And I've got some good presentations coming up later this month, so things are good.
That's good.
Nice, King. That's awesome to see. Like, it helps you with so many different skill sets, not just skill sets, but there are millions upon millions of scouts out there, like across the world. I'm a huge advocate for the association and what it's been able to do, what it essentially does when it comes to teaching people life skills and teaching not just the life skills, but also just, so let me turn. So not only life skills, but obviously there's a lot of mannerisms that a person learns. There's a lot of things when it comes to like camaraderie and brotherhood as well. There's a lot of things that you can take with you, and then obviously as well, not just that, but it adds in addition to your resume, to your curriculum vitae. As you're getting older, you're able to utilize that as part and in conjunction with like the rest of your certifications, that you can use the fact that you're a scout. And obviously what you do as well is, if you really want to go into it, you can get like different degrees as well if you want to. So there's a lot of travel type of degrees that you can get alongside with your medical and your first aid courses. So you do your first aid courses, you do the scouting, you do your water safety courses as well. A lot of those types of things that you'd be surprised can add a couple pages to a resume if you're applying for a job as well, and you want like to really, put yourself out there in the best way. It looks much greater when you're embedded into the community that you're in as well, which everybody should try and do, and try and like be part of a, successful and helpful community, and be able to assist where you can, whether that be crime prevention locally, whatever the case may be, but just be able to, help people around you. And honestly, in terms of emergency preparedness, it's absolutely the best thing that you could possibly do, is create a network of all the people around you. And I'm not speaking about only for like SHTF, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, right? So like, I mean it when I say that we just got to kind of like know people around us, and just try and like, because if things do get rough, and they may very well, then specifically here in South Africa, we're looking at having potential. I mean, we're always faced with this, and I'm not going to go heavily into the whole South Africa situation, but we are facing perhaps next year with extreme power shortages, to put it lightly. So that's something, it's always the worst. But anyway, just got to, as I say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I'll stop there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Star, I'm so sorry to hear that about your garden and your chicken. I hope you can recoup. And I don't know. I'm so sorry you lost your part of your garden. That's horrible. Purple Tea Bear, your garden is doing great, and I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, it takes a while to build up your soil. We one year got really crappy soil, and we had to boost. We didn't even plant in the 1 year. We just threw leaves and all the different kinds of debris in there, and then we put compost accelerator in it, and then the next year we knew it was filled with nitrogen, so we put heavy nitrogen suckers in there, like sunflowers and corn and stuff. And that's how we got that bed to be this year. It's absolutely perfect. But it took about 3 years to get that bed to where we want it. And so it's really hard. It's hard to amend your soil and get it right where you want it without burning up your plants. So yeah. Well, I hope I wouldn't consider myself a garden fanatic. Like I don't really know everything, but I just know from my experiences and and believe me, I have failed quite a bit. So I learned from that as well. So
Well, yeah, that's definitely the best way to learn is from failures. Like, and that's the whole thing about one of the most beautiful things about gardening as well is just consistently learning and like making sure that you learn from your failures and always just with everything be prepared to be the idiot. And I'm being serious. Like when it comes to it, be somebody that doesn't know everything all the time. Like be the stupidest person in the room. View yourself that way, and that's the best way to learn. And I'm being serious about that. I can't stress it more than I already have in the past, but it comes down to making sure that you just are able to learn from others and be such a sponge. And never be like, oh, when somebody's telling you something, never be like, oh, I know, okay, that's cool, that's new, like, or I knew that type of thing. Rather have the approach of like, okay, tell me more. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of ways of being able to engage with people. And yes, we don't know everything. And yes, we should always be absolutely prepared to just gather as much knowledge as we can.
I get nervous though. That's the thing is like, I don't have technical terms for a lot of things. And I forget a lot of names of stuff. I know the motions, but I don't sound all that intelligent because I can't remember things like I should. I can't remember the names of the stuff I planted out there. I was doing a video today and I was going through and I'm like, that's what is that? I can't remember.
Yeah, what you do, right, is you make funny stories for yourself. A lot of people learn through this way, more than like a very high percentage of people. I don't like making percentages because 90% of statistics are made up on the spot. So like, I don't like the whole thing where you see it that way. But yeah, you can just basically, I don't know. It's interesting.
Let's see.
Cool.
That's like no matter how many years I planted this, I always get nasturtium and calendula mixed up. And they're yes. I'm the same way, but not with the nasturtium and the calendula. I can remember usually names of flowers, which is strange. You can't really eat them. Nasturtium you can, but yeah. So, but today, for the life of me, and even right now, I cannot tell you what are the names of the tomatoes that we planted and started. I know I read about them and I picked them specifically for the garden. What their names are, don't ask me. I have to ask my husband every time. What's the name of the tomatoes they planted out there? Can't remember. Oh my gosh.
Just absolutely, I'm being serious. Just try it with one or two. Just try to make a funny story, I promise. Make like a little story and give them almost human character names and make a humorous story in your mind. So it's important to give them like associated the name with that specific plant and make it a character in your mind, not just like another name kind of thing in your mind, right? So you give it like a character name and you make a humorous story, something that's funny when it comes up to it, and your brain will have an automatic, you can make a humorous story or you can make a horror story. It's the two ways of doing it, where you can actually make yourself like almost a little scary kind of story about the plant name, and you'll be much more likely to remember it and for it to go into like the memory storage. Because it's not that you can't remember, it's that we don't always have the correct process of being able to store it and file it correctly in our minds.
It's for some reason, my brain dismisses it as like not important. It is important, but my brain is like, you don't really need to know that. It's not like
Well, yeah, your brain's doing that with everything. Everybody's brain is doing that all the time with all knowledge. Your brain is essentially not wanting to soak in everything all the time, but it can. So, an interesting thing about this, and I found this extremely interesting, right? But when it comes, give me a, there we go. So, when it comes down to the way that your mind works and the way that the human brain is, you could essentially read consistently every single second of every single day. The human mind is capable of doing this. You can read every single second of every single day for the rest of your life, and your brain would never forget a single thing. There is no, we think to ourselves, yes, we've got a certain capacity of storage, for example, of knowledge that we're able to intake. But it's absolutely a farce. And the truth is that what we can do is we can just have so much of an immense amount of knowledge stored up. It's just the way that it's stored that matters. And I myself am absolutely somebody that's still learning to do this correctly as well through like a lot of, I enjoy literature about it, but I'm just trying to say that like in a lot of ways, it is that file, that's the way that we store the filing in our minds that really can make it like much easier to recall at a later stage, which is why certain vital information is much easier to like, to retain if you just have the correct order of things. That's why like humor and things as well, and increasing your capacity to withhold, kind of withdraw and hold information, even when you're riding in a vehicle, for example, when you see the license plates, and we all know about doing this type of thing, but to see the license plates and then look away for a while and see how much you can remember of that license plate, not look away from the road, that's not what I'm saying, but if you're like at a stop street or something like that, to try and recall like what the license plate said and what that number was, and to do that on a consistent basis, to actually, because your memory is also similar, has a similar functionality to the way that your muscles do. So consistently working your memory and treating it as though you're flexing or you're working out a muscle, which is your memory, is something that'll actually help you to attain like so much more knowledge. Because you guys, or yourself and Dustin, are extremely intelligent people who also wouldn't like, you know, go down these rabbit holes and try and explain it. I know that the community is too smart enough to hear what I'm saying, but it's just that like these type of things are things where they're great to be able to like use as tool sets, you know, tools in your toolkit as well when it comes to how you're able to attain knowledge.
That makes complete sense. Maybe I do need to exercise my brain a little bit, and I will start retaining more information or remembering what I've just little things like where I put my glasses and where I put my my car keys. That's another one. I have a specific place for my car keys. Can you believe that? And do I put them in that place? No.
Yeah, no, everybody does it. Also sometimes, and then just before I leave the house, I'm like, wait, because we also have a place for the keys, but does it always end up there? No, not at all. Myself as well. I'm also, I should be. I usually am meticulous, but that's no. Sometimes, and it's when you're in a rush too. That's when it's the worst, and then you're like, no way. And we have Batman on our keys, so we say, "Where's Batman?" Or can you fetch me Batman? And then, no, where's Batman? Like, where did you put Batman last? We literally call the key Batman, which is great because it's got a Batman key on it. Anyway, funny side
That's
story.
hilarious. $20 and it waters 38 feet by 75 foot. Oh, nice. We have a really, really large hose. It can reach all the way from the back of my house to the end of the road. And that's how we water all of our plants. And so far, I want to get an irrigation system, but I just don't see forking out the money for it just yet. So we have not had rain in weeks. It is supposed to rain Sunday and Tuesday. And at that point, I'm looking forward for my plants to thrive because they already are up there. And I wish I could have put that video out today. You could have seen it, but it'll be out tomorrow. And so at this point, my plants are just going to thrive with that rain. They need it. I mean, you can water with a hose, and they'll get them by, but they really do need that rain. There's something in that rainwater that just, even in a good storm, when it lightnings, it does something with the plants and it makes them greener. more beautiful, and the nitrogen and stuff in the air, and they need that, and so we haven't had it, and I'm kind of grateful because storms scare me, but we need the rain.
Apparently the rain's got nitrogen in it.
Yep.
And it's lightning. Rumor has it, when it's lightning out, there's actually something in the air when the lightning hits. Or the air.
I'm sorry,
I don't know
Marshmallow
what-
Man, I can barely understand you there. Uh-oh, we lost him again. So sorry. All those farts get trapped in the clouds and fall back on us in the form of rain. Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
Marshmallow was saying about the lightning's effect on nitrogen in the soil as well. Is that correct, Marshmallow?
Oh, Lord. Did we lose you, Lewis? I'm sorry, man. We're making our own.
You ever touch one of those balls that makes your hair stand up?
Yes.
The static balls. Yeah.
Same back, but with lightning in it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Lewis. That sucks. It's an oscillation sprinkler. Interesting. We're making our own Dutch oven under the dome. Yep, it seems that way. I'm probably the only one here with no garden, so I hope my yard burns out. Save me the gas. Oh, dude, there's so many yards here that are freaking brown. My mother-in-law is one of them. I don't know what she did, but it is brown. It's crispy. When you get out of the car, you crunch. And there's not a whole lot of people in her neighborhood that are like that. So it makes me wonder if they over fertilized, and it's just like, yeah. When lightning strike, thank you, Guardian. When lightning strikes, it tears apart the bond in airborne nitrogen molecules. Those free nitrogen atoms then have the chance to combine the oxygen molecules to form a compound called nitrates. Once formed, the nitrates are carried down to the ground by rainfall. Thank you. That's a perfect explanation right there. Mine goes crispy. I have to go buy green bait. Oh, Lord. That is funny. Mine isn't crispy. You could tell it's struggling, but it's not completely brown. So, but I also live in an area that has a lot of water area. Like, we live near a swamp and stuff like that. So, yeah. Marshmallow Man, are you back? Oh, no, you aren't. No, we're losing you, Lewis. Yeah, people that water the sidewalk are really wasting water. Like, you're wasting water big time. She's probably making some hay. Well, I don't know, girl. I'm telling you, military world is the worst HOA ever. I am so sorry. But they do allow you to have your garden in the back, which is amazing. I mean, they could just tell you no. Your front, I'm so sorry that they sprayed. I have an annoyance with that. It's not because I refuse to spray around here, but where my dad's buried at the cemetery, I had put a little miniature rose bush on his grave right after he passed away. And to avoid weed whacking around the tombstones, they spray. And you always have this ring of brown, nasty grass around all the tombstones, but they sprayed too much and they killed my rose bush. I was upset about that. But I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, it's a lot of space to take care of, but it's just, they killed me.
And it is a lot of weed eating.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is. See y'all in a jiffy. Okay, are you leaving, Star? Oh.
It
Yeah.
takes about 3 hours to do that. And the guy might be on the tractor for an hour, and it takes 2 guys to rest the time, 3 hours just to do the
Yeah.
EDD.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just, I had to weed my beds for 4 hours straight when we moved in. They would not help. Now I plant with written signed permission, and they sprayed a broadleaf herbicide. So a broadleaf herbicide that must have been like, I don't know, like your typical spray. Yeah, that kind of sucks because I don't like that stuff. I'm always afraid of like cancers and and I don't know. My husband, when he sprays, if he does spray, he wears gloves and stuff like that because it's I make sure my son's not out. My mom likes to spray her driveway because she doesn't like the weeds popping up in her driveway. He's back.
Yeah. If you're worried about chemicals and stuff like that as well, like things that would impact a person negatively, there's a lot of microplastics, and I don't want to preach too much about microplastics right now, but there's a lot more microplastics and everything around you, way far more than you think they are, and that is a big contributor towards, I don't even say that C word, like that of that illness. The impact that it's had on people and stuff as well, and what I've seen from it. I don't like I know that words, I think words do have power in a way, and I know that there are people that work in the medical field that use all the medical words all the time, and things don't happen to them. So it's not that saying a word will give it power, but it's just like, I don't know, it's strange. You've got to be careful of, like, even when you look at things like drinking bottled water, the things, and not just bottled water is the most obvious one, but it goes so much deeper than you'd think it does as well. Like even in factories.
I agree with you. I just switched out, like Tupperware containers that you make, you could whatever. I just switched I threw them all out and I switched to glass.
Great. That's
because
such a good thing to do.
you think about it, you microwave those, and that can't be good for you.
Not only that, but what happens when something's heated? All right, like whenever something's heated, like when it changes composition, when something has the ability to change heat as well, and you put something hot on something that's plastic, like you don't see it, but that sweat that's building, like there's such a little bit, and I know that it's not. You'd think that it doesn't really make a difference, but it's that consistent consumption of microplastics. And then if you had to see what's actually going on in your body and the impact that it has on you, and not just that, but like foods. Are you doing better at the moment, Marshmallow? How's your signal?
It says that he has full bars down there, but I don't know if they just went away. That sucks, Lewis. But yeah, you're right about the microplastic stuff, because I don't know. And you think about it, so much of our stuff is made out of plastic. Like they even have plates and stuff. And then on the back of the plates, they say they're microwave safe. Well, yeah, they're microwave safe, but you're heating up the plastic. Like it doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's all that great.
It's one of those things where, so if I start speaking about microplastics, right, I've kind of got to like really kind of dig my heels into not continue down the rabbit holes, because they're like, in terms of being natural and what we should be after, we're all after, the idea of homesteading as well is very big within this community, which is great, and having fresh produce. So yeah, it's really important. I see your signals still giving you a bit of problems there, though. There we go. For a second, it gave bigger. It was like better, and then it went away again. That was on 2 bars. It's interesting that it's got those bars there. Like I like that it's got, like you can see that, there we go, the signal's getting a bit better. I think.
Yeah, that's right, Ginger. They don't. Yeah, and think about it. Like, what do they use? Petroleum to make plastic? And I'm just like a little irked. Okay, I'll tell you why. This bothers me. Okay. They keep saying that we're polluting the earth with plastic, right? And the oceans are all filled with plastic bottles and all of this, right? But they haven't done anything. The companies out there have not done anything to improve that. Okay? And
Profit. Yeah.
one of my favorite drinks, particularly, is Snapple. I love the Diet Peach Tea. That is my favorite. It used to come in a glass bottle. It tasted great. I love things in a glass bottle. But later on, after, the pandemic and everything, they started making it in a plastic bottle. Well, I tried it and it does not taste the same. It's horrible. It's not the same drink. And so there is another company that switched everything over to plastic, which you really, if you think about it, if it's glass bottle, you could take that to a recycling center and they could make that into another glass bottle, and a lot of people just throw out those plastic bottles and, God knows where it ends up. So I don't think companies are really doing anything, and the government is not giving them a break. If hey, if you do this, your company will get a big, huge tax break or something like that. They're not doing that for the companies. So are they really that concerned about the environment? No. And it sucks.
Yeah, because as a company, obviously with companies as they grow, they need to become more profit driven is obviously like, so what, because of that whole situation, they end up having to, like, it becomes an ugly monster in a way. Like as a company gets bigger, it has to support itself. So when it supports itself, what it actually does as well is just kind of at times end up taking shortcuts. And then there's so much money that is spent on being able to defend the company's situation as well, and what they're doing to the environment doesn't really make a difference. What they're doing to people's health, like how many times have we come across companies that are doing heinous things, and then the company just pays money to somewhere, and then all of a sudden that same company still has products in all of our shops and everything as well. Like we really have, and we don't need to go down this road about how many companies do this stuff that they do, but we know it. We know that they do it, and then we still like advertise for the companies. Like I'm going to give, I don't even want to give any examples, but both companies that I can say easily, no, I don't. I'm not going to. Oh. I'm not doing that on the internet. I'm not going to call out any companies. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, for me, things taste better in glass containers. Just, and imagine what a gallon of milk would taste like in a glass container. It probably tastes better. It wouldn't be, so I wish they would just do that. Again, they did it in the 50s and 60s.
I remember years ago, pop companies didn't have plastic bottles. They had, I think they were 750 milliliter glass bottles. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Sprite, Dry for all glass.
Yeah.
Some years ago, I remember going to the store for my kids and getting those bottles.
Yeah, so
but they all
have
went
all
to
switched to
plastic.
plastic. Yeah, it sucks. And
Very rarely do you see a glass bottle of like a pop. They're those decorative ones,
Mm.
right? Glass bottle ones that are like 200 mil. Very rarely do you see them.
Mm-hmm. They used to have, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have like those little miniature bottles of Coca-Cola. They're kind of old-fashioned looking. And they were, they're made out of glass to kind of give you that nostalgic feel. But for the most part, everything, even pop, is, made from plastic containers unless you get cans. But nobody gets cans anymore. They all get 22-ounce bottles, and stuff like that. It's just frustrating, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So companies really need to
Because I drink out of the cans.
yeah. And honestly, does it taste better out of a can? Like, I don't know. I think everything tastes better out of glass containers. When I was pregnant, I had like hypersensitive taste. Like, I could only drink certain things of water. Otherwise, it would taste horrible to me. And I could only drink water that went through an osmosis system. I really I narrowed that down. I'm like, is this water through osmosis? Because if not, I'm not going to be able to drink it. I'll throw up. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason, all the other waters out there tasted like crap. I couldn't handle it.
You have approximately 10 seconds, usually less, when you're opening any sort of milk container, all right? When you refrigerate milk and you have refrigerated milk, when you have I would actually go, and I'm being serious when I say speak about it in terms of seconds, but you have to refrigerate your milk immediately when you open it. I can't stress the fact, and I'm not going to, there's a lot more to it. But when it comes to milk, and specifically for the female, population of this world, like we really need to stress the fact about how important just milk in your coffee. If you do have milk at all, like you've got to make sure that you refrigerate it as soon as you open it. And I could really go down the rabbit hole and explain to you exactly why it's so imperative that we do so. But it really is very, very important to put your milk in the fridge. And I know it sounds silly, like why would I be stressing like such a simple thing? But I promise. So yeah, I've had to give talks. Well, there's been quite interesting conversations, and I've learned an immense amount about this. Specifically last year, I had to travel across to the other side of the country, and we had a huge conversation about the impacts of dairy as well, and how dairy goes bad extremely quickly, and what effect and impacts that has on the human body. And it's just, it's just put your milk in the fridge. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's interesting. I just visited a dairy farm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I went on a small trip to Lancaster, Pennsylvania with my mom last weekend. And I got to see that entire process of a dairy farm, a very large dairy farm, 3,000 cows to be exact. And it was very fascinating. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, I have a short out there with them on how they're milking the cows it's called the carousel. And 54 cows can go on that carousel, and they milk them, and then for 11 minutes, and then they jump back off. And it's very, very interesting how they did it. I like my milk with ice forming it. Yes, the colder the better. Yes,
that's yummy.
Ice cubes in it. If I have ice cubes, sometimes I put ice cubes in it if I really want a glass of cold milk. Yeah, I try not to watch that things that have ruined me on foods, because I am such a picky eater anyway. And if I watched that, then I won't eat anything. Sometimes just the slightest thing can gross me out, and then I won't eat anything. So
no, it's just, I'm sorry, but I will not, I will never knowingly submit myself to manipulation in any form whatsoever. And that is what those documentaries are. In a lot of ways, they say, no, we're showing you the truth. Then don't play sad music. Don't play sad music and try and double down and boost the fact that And also not just that, but if we want to say, okay, because I have people that I care about and I love that are also vegetarians and vegans, and I plan on going pescatarian is something that I aim for doing. So I respect it and I understand it. But at the same time, like, there are people that can't afford any food at all. And like all of a sudden now you're going to be on a high horse about like the fact that go and take meat away from a kid that's like, that needs the food and stuff as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you can't be so, and also not just that, but the problem that I have with certain people's diets is when they go out of their absolute way to make other people feel like absolute worthless, like to make them feel as though they're doing some sort of sin by eating, and make people feel uncomfortable. Not just that, but if your identity is solely based around your diet, maybe you need a better and more, enhanced identity than making your whole identity. Because how do you know somebody's a vegan or a vegetarian? They'll tell you. Like, it's not, I don't go around telling everybody, yeah, I eat burgers out of the blue, bringing it up in a conversation. I love ham. I like, like what? Like you, and then making other people feel bad and using manipulation when it comes to these documentaries and stuff that are specifically designed to make somebody feel horrible so that they don't eat that produce anymore. Yes, we have over-industrialization of certain agriculture, and it should be, it should be taboo, and we should move away from the open and industrialized agriculture. It's horrible, but at the same time, don't try and make people feel bad for eating a damn burger. If that's like, it's just, and those same people would not be here today on this earth if it was not for their forefathers being able to hunt, being able to farm livestock as well, and then we say no. Those same people that are complaining and making other people feel bad, their grandfathers at least, if you go back a bit, they were surviving by being able to live off the land where they could. But no, a couple of generations later, that same person will be completely ungrateful for the life that they have from the forefathers that was able to sustain them in that manner. So then when it comes to that the people's dietary choice, I respect it immensely. I do. I've got a lot of compassion and understanding for animals. In fact, I prefer animals to people in a lot of ways. I really do. Like there's certain ways that like people will be way more harsh and evil than the animal kingdom is, and I have the most love for nature and our living world. But realistically, don't manipulate people to do what you want them to do because you feel that now your whole devout thing. And don't make it such a big part of your identity either. If it's a big part of your identity to make other people feel bad, maybe you should have more compassion and sympathy towards other humans first, and then that as well, because they completely miss that idea. It's like, yes, I'll care about the animal kingdom, and what about your fellow man? Like, it's, I don't know.
No, I totally understand that. And that goes with anything. If you make something your complete identity, that's not just with like working out, but like if you make something like your complete identity, you might need to check yourself a little bit. Like, I don't know, do some self-reflection because
I know
I love to garden, but it's not who I am. That I don't define myself as define myself
well,
as, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, gardening. Okay, so here's a fair thing. All right, so gardening is something where if your identity is that you are perhaps a gardener, okay, that isn't something that is that isn't as much of a personal life choice. All right, don't like people's personal life choices. When they make that their identity, if you're a gardener or if you're into aquariums, for example, I'll use an example such as somebody that really is a fish keeper, right? They love fish in general, the aquariums in their house, they love it. You go around that person, you're going to hear a lot about aquariums. That's what they're into. It's kind of their thing. Or you go around, some preppers will speak about nothing but prepping, right? Like, and I understand where they're coming from. Prepping is extremely important, and the opposite is horrible for people to not care about prepping. So I'll actually be on the side of people if they want to just talk about prepping. It's what they do. But when it comes to a personal identity, you don't like that type of thing shouldn't be brought into like conversations as easily and as often as it is when it comes to like what your identity is in a lot of ways. I don't want to touch on like a very fiery topic, but I'm just saying that people need more compassion and sympathy for others, while also realizing that there is certain stuff that should be part of a person's personal stuff, like religion, sexuality, dietary choices, all of those things. How many times have I brought up what religion am I, right? And the reason why I say this is because I'm not going to say one thing and then do another. There's I bet you we've been friends for how long, right? There hasn't been a single time where I brought up what religion I am in any way whatsoever. And I just spoke about diet. So maybe I did bring my dietary choices in things. So I do apologize and I don't want to be hypocritical. But do you hear what I'm saying? Like,
I know what you mean.
I don't know.
I totally get what you mean. And how many times have I asked you about your religion?
Yeah, no, exactly. Because people's
I
personal
don't
stuff.
care.
Yeah,
precisely. But I don't care. You know what I mean?
Right. And underneath the same breath, when it comes to somebody's like religion, if they're a different religion to me, I'm not going to give a damn at all. Like, I'm not going to like judge that person's personality and character based on their religion or their identity in terms of their sexuality at all or anything like that. It's another thing where I really am absolutely one of the least, like, when it comes to, if you are a certain way, if whatever it is, like whatever sexuality it is, the only thing that I'm not okay with is this whole map BS. All right, I'll never be okay with that. But like when it comes to like other people, if they want to, if they're a certain way or something, I understand, and I'll be sympathetic and completely respect them for what they choose to be in this life, and that's okay. But it's just like, it should be a personal thing. You know what I mean? More of a personal thing than it is.
Exactly. I identify as a tree-hugging, seed-slinging ninja. Come at me, bro. I'll give you flowers. I love you, Ginger. It's a new live stream diet talk about everything gross, so you're not hungry for the rest of the day. Okay. I might need that in my life. I can tell you that. Oh, that's so funny. I couldn't eat bacon for 6 months after watching that. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of bacon anyway. I don't eat a lot of meat. And it's not that I'm a vegetarian, it just grosses me out. I'm such a picky eater. There for a while, the only meat I would eat is hamburger. But I still have a problem with chicken and stuff like that. So I'm probably the worst. I'm the pickiest eater. We might need that, Corky. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. If I get to talking about food too much, CR is gonna like flip out and he's gonna be like, I'm starving now. And yeah, I can just see how it's gonna go down. Welcome back, Marshmallow Man. You would not believe how much bacon I gave away out of my freezer. Oh my gosh, never. I would have never done that. The bacon that I have in my freezer downstairs, I bought directly from the butcher. It was $6 a package, $6 a pound, I think. And so sugar-free bacon, and I have like 6 things of it in my freezer, and I would never give that away. Too expensive.
I don't know if we've spoken about this previously, but have you had iceberg before?
What is it?
Iceberg. So I'm going to put it in. I think that's how to spell it. I put it in the chat there.
Isben? I don't know.
If you Google it, like you'll come up with
an ass band.
No.
I'll Google it real quick. Hold on 1 second. I'll type it out here.
He's speaking about bacon and he's speaking about that type of thing. So if you Google that and look at some of the images. So
it's a German culinary dish. It's of corn ham hock, usually cured and slightly boiled. The name of it original practice from the pig's leg bone for ice skating. It's German. It's basically a pork knuckle. No, I've never had that. I wouldn't eat that. I'm very picky. Like I said, I won't
Yeah.
eat anything other than the bacon, or every once in a while, like I'll throw in a roast, like a pork roast, and I'll shred it. And even then, I pick out all the nasty parts, and then I'll pour some barbecue on it and make barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. But that, I mean, I can't remember the last time I did that. It had to have been at least 5 or 6 years ago. So I just am so picky, and I would never eat pork knuckle. I mean, you would never see. I would not eat anything weird. Like I
Right.
consider that weird to me because I wouldn't eat it, and I couldn't do it. I just and that's another thing that scares me is if I ever traveled to another country and they gave me something strange in front of me, I wouldn't want to be rude and not eat it.
Oh, if you want to speak about that type of thing, do you know what a smiley is?
No.
Okay. So
Do I need to Google that?
if you want to, you'd have to Google. So you can Google it like this. I'll give you guys, so the people in the comment section as well can also check it out if you want to. So you can Google that if you like.
Smiley food.
If you want to speak about things that are, and it's just like different things that people eat and stuff as well.
Oh, it popped right up. Smiley food, South Africa. Oh God. Seriously? Yeah. No. Do you eat that?
I have. It's not that I eat that regularly. No.
Is it what, like, for a traditional thing, like
You could say it's a cultural
make it
thing.
like on a holiday or something like that?
No, it's more of just a cultural thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I couldn't do that. I definitely couldn't do that. And a lot of people eat fish with the fish head on it.
Right.
I love fish. I definitely couldn't eat that if I saw that. What's another thing that people eat with the head on it?
There's a lot. I won't go further down this road too much, but there's just out of respect of people's cultures and stuff, and it's also something where it is interesting. You know, it's interesting what people.
It is interesting that people eat that, and a lot of people eat pork like that. They have a big pig head, and Hawaii is known for that. Like people in Hawaii, they have food. Pork. That's what their main dish is, and so
look, that's the whole thing is respecting other people's cultures, and that's why even though that is something where it is a bit of an interesting thing to have as well. It's just something where like I have had that before. There's a lot of things, and locally as well, and that's why in hindsight, in retrospect as well, it's going to sound very strange to a degree, but I cherish being a South African in some ways, and I don't speak about South Africa too often. I don't bring it up into conversations too much, but there's certain things like that culturally that I'm just very grateful to have had the experiences that we've had here, because we've got 11 national languages. So we have so many different diverse cultures over here too, and there are so many different types of people all the time. It's never just one type of people somewhere, really. You know what I mean? And that's something that's amazing. So like different types of foods, different types of languages, the way that people see things. So there is an extremely beautiful, speak about culture. And it's 4:45 now. I've been here since 2:45. So I'm going to jump off here in a second.
Okay.
But what I will say so it's called Ubuntu. And I really recommend that if there's anything else that everybody's picked up on, anything that I've said in this last little while that I've been speaking, is to definitely look down and go down the rabbit hole, just understand as much as you can about Ubuntu, which is a South African concept. And that is something that is one of the most beautiful things you'll ever come across in any culture whatsoever. And I'll put it here in the chat so you can actually look it up.
Thank you.
As well.
Yeah, Myra Page is in here as well, and she is. Do you know Myra Page? She's also from South Africa. She is in Chris Whyte's chat a lot, but I don't know if you know of her.
No. Hello then. Nice to meet you. Hi.
American sign. I'm sorry. Hi. Thanks for coming to my chat. I'm sorry. I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out.
So yeah, let me lead you.
I know that. Thanks for coming in, Garrett. Sorry.
It's fine. No, it's good to see you. Hey, by the way, Garrett. Hey. So yeah, I was just on my way out anyway, but I just wanted to say, yeah, if you want to, also Ginger, if there's anybody that I'd love for them to like see what I'm doing as well. I have my Guardian Outdoor and Fitness name that I'm using here is a channel that I've been running this year, Ginger specifically. And I'm not going to self advertise or anything like that, but I am going to say that I would love. All right, so Ginger, if you can support just every now and again, if you can just drop in. I really like miss having your support on my preparedness side of things as well. This is a channel that I'm running this year where I've currently got 30,000 push-ups done for this year. I know people shouldn't focus on one exercise too much, but I've been doing 200 push-ups every day, and then a lot of the time doing on days, sometimes 400, sometimes like 500, 600. There have been days where I go up to like 1,100 push-ups in a day. And I've just been like focusing so much on like fitness as well this year. So that's my channel where I upload everything. Yes, goodbye. By the way, CR, I'll see everybody around soon. And yeah, I love that I was up on this panel. Thank you for having me for a bit. And I hope to see everybody around soon. Also, one more thing, I don't ever recommend that anybody ever watches like every single video that I upload, but it does, like, because it's just push-up videos, but I try and make them interesting in a way. But anyway, I'll chat to you soon, and I definitely appreciate this family and the community that we've got. And yeah, I really much love, and say my regards to Dustin as well, please, Cord.
Okay.
Right. Bye for now.
Bye. Thanks for coming on.
Always. It's a pleasure.
Ginger Ninja. I haven't been watching a lot of videos because of extra busy. Yes, I've been extra busy as well. It's just been crazy. My life has been crazy, and it should slow down a little bit. Fred's not in school right now, and so it's slowing down. But at the end of July, he's going back. So that is good, and it's going to be 4 days a week. For a couple weeks, so I'll be busy with that as well. Courtney, well, never mind. Looks like they change tomorrow. They said they don't know how one extra day got fixed the problem. Cool. So you're gonna fix it. Cool. Oh, thank you so much for coming on. You're so awesome. I feel such like good energy from him when he comes on the panel. Like I can just feel his energy. It's so relaxing, and it's so just he has such a good aura. It's amazing. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody else talking in the side chat. I was busy yapping. Yeah, after he found out what liverwurst was, I thought my stepmother was a witch for. Yeah. I won't try any of that. My grandfather used to do. Was it liverwurst? There was something else, and I can't think of the name of it right now. Okay, so I was gonna do a giveaway. So who's still here? I have these wonderful bags of valerian root that I need to get rid of. So I don't know if I can ship it to Canada. I don't know. Can I?
I don't know.
And I don't know if I could ship it to South Africa. So I don't know about that. Oh, I need that. Bratwurst. Yes, his energy is refreshing. Okay, so I forgot how to do this because it's been a minute. Alrighty. Wheel of names. There we go. I don't know how Joe can do this and not and not get a copyright strike because of the polka music? How does he do that? I don't know. Sorry.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Hold on now. I can't see my chat because I didn't make another window. Now I can see my chat. Who is up in here? Brown Swagget. Okay, so purple, you want to be on my wheel of names? Put purple on there. Who else? Jinja Ninja. Skinner Farms, you want my valerian root? Susan. This I harvested myself from my garden. You can make tea out of it. And you can make a tincture out of it. Okay. Now, look this stuff up before you start taking it, y'all. You understand? It's pretty serious stuff. Works as a sedative, muscle relaxer, can put you to sleep, but if you take too much of it, it'll make you trip. So don't take too much of it. And I'm sure it's not a good trip. All right. Add me, what the heck? Okay, I got Dig. Seriously, Skinner, you want to be on there? You're on. What about, I'll ask my favorite cousin on YouTube. Shut up. I'm your only cousin on YouTube.
Okay, Courtney, I gotta go. I gotta hop in the shower.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Right.
Thank you for coming up, Marshmallow Man. Appreciate you.
No problem. Thanks for having me. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Howdy, Dawn. Thanks for coming in, Hat Creek. You're goofy. Is it dehydrated or dried, or can it be planted? No, no. This is dehydrated root from my plants, and it smells. Does have a smell to it. People say it smells good. I don't think it does. But you make it into a tincture. You can put it in drop form and put it in tea or put it in your drink before you go to bed. It works as a nice sedative, mainly as a, it works better as a muscle relaxer. It will also lower your blood pressure. So don't take too much of it because it could lower it to a huge extent. There's a lot of warnings that come with this. So just please do your research before you consume it. All right. Is this it? This is it. Okay. I probably need to share this screen, huh? I don't know. I hate being large. I don't like this. I like being like that. I don't know why it does that to me. Why? Yes, please use responsibly. All right. Now, I grew this specifically. Apparently, you can give this to horses. You can give this to animals as well. It is very natural. It's just very, very strong. And so just be careful out there. Let me figure out how to share. It switched from Melon to Streamlabs now. So I'm still trying to figure out how this works. So give me a second. Wheel of Poo. Yes. Thank you. And it has a giant beaver on there for y'all. You know you love it. Okie dokie. I don't know how to jump on. Sorry. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, you like my beaver? Yeah, I like my beaver too. He's pretty cool. He has some vanilla extract in his hand. He's cool. He's the beaver bandit. Boom. The wheel of the drunken beaver. What kind of liquor did he cut that vanilla with? Rum or vodka? Ugh, we don't know. All right, here we go. So this is who was on the wheel. Oh, you're making the real stuff? I would love to. I love putting vanilla in my pancakes with a little bit of cinnamon. Oh, it's the bomb. Okay, I'm shuffling again. All right, here we go. And we're off. Hey, purple one. I reorganized my room in here and I didn't even know where I put my pen. Purple. It is easy to make. I have some I'm making too. Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. And I'm going to close that out. Congrats. And you get some valerian root. I do have some videos on this. I don't know if it's a members only video though. I can't remember. But I have some videos out on this. I have so much of this growing, and it really actually produces or it not produces expands or whatever. It spreads. That's the word I'm looking for. God, I can't remember anything. It spreads massively. I am still pulling valerian root out of my beds. I do have it now planted in my food forest over there, and I probably could dig some of it out there, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to let it fly and let it take over. But this stuff, if you plant it, just make sure you plant it in an area that's not in your beds, or you'll be picking it out constantly. Yes. But I don't mind. It was an experiment when I planted it. I didn't know. And you do have to wait 2 years before you collect the roots. So just a FYI on that. All right. So if I get purple again, I'm going to just not do it. I'll just skip her and do it again. I don't want to take her off the wheel. All right. So let's try this again. Susan, maybe. Yes. Susan, you get some valerian root from Whyde Family Farm. Congratulations. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to give back as much. My memberships have went down quite a bit, and it's YouTube. I think my one video that has, I have a couple videos out there. That one has specifically like, I think 7,000 views. It's only making $1.38. So, you know, I'm not rich here by all means. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to do a lot of giveaways because of that. And I don't work. If I worked, then I'd be able to throw more money into my channel, but I can't do that. So, all right. And another bag of valerian root. And I got purple again. I'm going to shuffle it. Let's see if that helps. Huh, seriously? The wheel is rigged. You got to take care of your family first. Yeah. I just don't want to lose people because they're like, oh, well, that chick never gives anything away. When I used to. But before, you know, I had I had almost 100 members, and so I could afford to do that. Okay, so yeah, what the hell? Family has to come first. Oh, this is ridiculous. Is anybody going to win other than Susan and Purple? I mean, this is unreal. It's rigged. I'm going to take them off and see if that helps. My God, man. All right. All righty. And it digs. Okay. And my email address is no longer on my page. So you can email me at whydefamilyfarm@gmail.com and give me your address, because I don't think I have anybody's addresses anymore. I used to save them, and then it got to be too much. So there you go. You can email me your address, and I will mail these out as soon as I can. And each one of them have 0.30 ounces. I was selling these on Etsy. But yeah, so there's that. Petite Jean River Homestead. What are we playing for? I just gave away my valerian root. And I'm sorry. You missed it. All right. I need to close that out. How do I get rid of this stuff? All right, there we go. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay. Just give it to me next Saturday. Are you coming? You are coming next Saturday? We're getting to hang out with Diggs. Oh, yeah. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be a blast. Okay, I'll give it to you next Saturday then. Dude, you don't understand. Tammy's going to be so freaking excited. She is so excited to meet you. Yay! They're coming, and then we're doing the food summit. I mean, I'm going to be with Tammy and Becca for the entire week anyway. But they're coming up here, and they're staying, and it's just going to be a blast. They are a hoot. They are a hoot. I love hanging out with Tammy and Becca. They're seriously, I'm so fortunate to have met them. And yeah. Oh, it's going to be a blast. It's Tammy, really. She got Superb to sponsor her. And so she said she couldn't go without me. And so she's taken me along. Well, Superb has been so nice and paid for our hotel rooms and our stay last year at this food summit. And I got to meet Justin Rhodes and Joe Sullivan and Rory Feek, which I don't think she has washed her shoulder since she met Rory Feek. I didn't even know who the guy was. So I was like, okay. I'm so glad that you got to meet him. And so this year, we got chosen to do it again. And they're paying for the entire week instead of just a couple days. So we get to stay the entire week. We get to visit and tour factories that we've always, Walnut Creek and Berlin Seed Factory. And Superb is supporting us and doing that for us. And I'm so excited. My hotel room last year was humongous. And, and later on, Fred and Dustin are going to come and join me because they can't do it at the beginning of the week. So it's a giant family event for us. And you learn so much. I learned so much from these people. And All American will be there. Their president was there last year. And they got to hang out with the All American guys. And, I learned so much about canning and Layman's Hardware is going to be there, and it's a huge event. And I'm so excited to be a part of that and represent Superb. And so, yeah, and we do the blue ribbon canning show on Fridays. And so we're a part of that, and it's fantastic. So on top of that, we're having that small meetup. And then the next week we're doing the food summit. And I can't wait. Justin Rhodes got on my live. I did a live from there. And I said, hey, Justin Rhodes, I'm live. Do you want to say hi to my people? And he's like, sure. So Justin Rhodes came on my live. It was pretty cool. And I got to meet Joe Sullivan, and I got a signed copy of one of his books. And yeah, and it was just a blast. The one thing I have to say about Amish country, though, is everything closes at like 9 o'clock. So if you work late, you weren't getting anything to eat. You're going to have to starve to death. So we worked kind of later in the evening, and we're like, oh my gosh, we have to hurry up and go somewhere, because if not, we are not going to eat. But the hotel was wonderful, and they had wonderful breakfast every morning for us. And then Superb also let us eat there. They had an Amish, the Amish came in and cooked a lunch for everyone every day. For 2 days that we were there. So, and it was wonderful. One of them was Amish wedding dinner, lunch. It was a wedding food. And so it was very interesting and very delicious. But it was really cold last year, really cold. And this year they're not doing it in the fall. They're doing it in the midsummer. So it is called the Food Summit. It's in Millersburg, Ohio. And sounds like Das Haus over the Columbia. Yeah. I think I have been to Das Haus. Das Haus. I think I've been there. But yeah, it's the food summit, Superb Food Summit. Superb puts it on, and they make canning lids. And they far surpass Ball. And I went to the factory, got to see how they make the lids, how they test the jars. It was very interesting. And so, yeah, I got to meet the guys that own Superb and the presidents of the company. And it was really fascinating. And it really was really super cool. It's on 14 of the east side of Columbiana. Huh. I don't think I've been there. I don't know. I haven't really been to Columbiana that much. I don't really know. It's been a while. Is Boardman and stuff in Columbiana? Boardman and Austintown and stuff? Then no, that's Mahoning. Sorry, I'm lost. Mahoning is what I'm thinking of. But yeah, so I'm super excited about Superb this year, and very lucky that Tammy has asked me. And I got my official letter from them, and I thought that was super cool as well. They're like, we want to welcome you to the Superb Summit this year, and I was like, I was so excited to be a part of that and meet some amazing people. That's the coolest part. I used to deliver to the Rite Aid in Columbiana years ago. I don't know. It's been a minute, I think. I can't think of what's in Columbiana. Columbiana. I can't remember. Is that where Lisbon and stuff is? Lisbon and Rogers? I don't know. I need a map. Which is the right next door to Das Haus? Das Haus must be a Amish restaurant, right? We have tons of those around here. I live really close to Hartville, which is a huge Amish community. I live like 15 minutes away. I'm Mennonite. Oh, okay, cool. In the west central Arkansas. Oh, okay. That's cool. My neighbors are Mennonite, and I absolutely adore them. Wish I could hang out with her more so I could learn about canning more, because she can't. And it's serious. I've been to her basement where she keeps all of her canning gear and canning stuff, and blows me away. Delivers to Lisbon on that same route. Oh, okay. I love Lisbon and I love Rogers. That is near East Liverpool where the tragic incident had happened as well. So I haven't been to Rogers since that incident. I did buy, Rogers has a huge flea market there. And I bought my Muscovy ducks there. They have an auction every Saturday where you can buy animals. What is really, really cool about Rogers is they have animals on auction. So I went there to look to get my ducks, and they had a freaking yak. I loved it. I was like, you guys have a yak back here. What is this? I'm like, this is amazing. Somebody bought the yak. It was $800 on auction. Somebody wanted that yak. But I was like, seriously, there's a yak back here? I'm like, what? I'm like, I love it. They had foxes there. They had anything you could think of at this auction. They had pheasants that were just beautiful colors, and stuff like that. I haven't been to the Columbia County Fair. I'm sure it's wonderful, but I haven't been. I love the little town of Lisbon, though. It's so historical. It's so cool. And I love Rogers. I was a huge flea market person years ago. And every weekend I was doing the flea market, and on holidays, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. And that's how we made our extra money. And I mean, we'd make good money sometimes, a couple thousand a weekend, and or $1,000 in one day. We did really good. And I wanted to do Rogers, but I never quite got there. It's quite a distance from here. So oh my gosh, we would pack our vehicles full of stuff. And I make a lot of stuff because I made signs and a lot of garden stuff and stuff like that. The train wreck was in East Palestine. I was in VA when they lit it off. Looked like they dropped that man. Oh God, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. I feel so sorry for those people. Yeah, the dirt mall, basically. But it's the largest flea market around here. I mean, Hartville has a flea market, but they have made it. It's like the Kardashians of the flea market area. And it's so expensive now. I think it's like $20 a spot. And if you don't sell anything, then you're out the $20. So it's just super expensive now. So I haven't even went there this year. And usually I am a huge flea market person. I love it. Most of my decorations in my house and whatnot have come from flea markets, and I love antiques. I buy a lot of mason jars and that kind of thing. Yeah, lots of fun. Okay, so Purple, Susan, and Diggs, you won the valerian root, and thank you so much. And I will give Diggs the valerian root. And Diggs, if you need I'm sure you're going to need my address, so I'll just text you my address. I don't know what we'll be doing. I'm sure we're going to have a bonfire and stuff like that. I won't be drinking as heavy this time. But I'm sure we're going to have a bonfire. And I don't know. I thought about doing bowling or doing something, or maybe even going out to dinner. I haven't thought about it thoroughly yet. So I'll get with you later on the address. Okay, cool. No problem. And I'm excited. I'm excited you're coming. It's great. It's great. Joe was supposed to come, but he had so much to do. And he had a birthday party specifically that weekend. Then he asked them if they could switch their birthday party. And I was like, Joe, it's okay. We'll meet eventually. It'll be okay. Like, you don't have to make people switch their birthday party just so you can come to my meetup. Hello, Rosework. What's up, girl? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. Well, we have a lot of people in the house. I appreciate it. Well, a lot of people to me anyway. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up this evening. So tomorrow is Saturday, and hopefully I might get that video out tonight. It depends. And I think it's still uploading. And I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, it's saying it's 33%. It says it's still taking an hour, and it's been 5 hours. So there's something going on with the internet. So hopefully I'll get that video out to y'all, and it'll be great. You guys will like it. It's just like a garden tour / little education about weeds and stuff like that. All right. So that was pretty much it, guys. I'm revamping a lot of stuff. I'm getting rid of some stuff. And I'll probably do a giveaway when Tammy and them are here as well. And we'll have like a live with both of us here. We'll be here together. It'll be great. Yeah. Hello. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. What else? It's so weird. Like, I totally need a beer right now. Hanging out on a Friday night. If I can swing it, I might have something for Dustin when I get there. Oh, okay. Okay, Diggs. That's awesome. All right. Well, I've been on for 2.5 hours. Non-plant related. Who's coming to the Mid-America meetup next year? Blue Mountain Lake, Arkansas. We may have Radio Jonesy here from Tasmania. That's interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. My son is wild. I do want to go to the Kentucky meetup and meet Stringfield Ridge and Teresa and them. I would love to do that. And that's not too far away from me, which is really funny because I used to live in that area. So I would love to go back. And so we plan on it unless that is the weekend of graduation. Aw. I'm kind of excited too. My stepdaughter is coming back July 4th from Europe. And she got to meet my friend from Hungary and hang out with her for a little bit. And I was just super excited. So I can't wait for her to come back so she can tell me about her trip to Europe. She's been there for 6 months. Yeah, still made it, Rose. Aw. You know what? It's okay. I'm just glad you're here. And thank you for coming in. And I appreciate you. I'm sorry. It is 11:19-ish. So I've been on for 2.5 hours. I did have Marshmallow Man and I had Guardian Outdoors Fitness on here. And I've known Guardian now for 4 years. So absolutely love when he can come up on the panel. But yeah, so I would love to come to the Mid-America. If I was younger and didn't have my son, I would totally be there and I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, I'm taking off work. I'm going. Let's do this. But it's different. And I don't think my son could do the trip without annoying the crap out of me. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Rose. But thank you all for coming and supporting the channel. Don't forget, you guys can be a member for as little as 99 cents a month. That is $12 a year. That is so inexpensive. So don't forget, you can do that. And with that being said, look for my video tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm going to cancel this download and start it over tomorrow or start it over tonight because there is just something not right. It's not working fast enough for me. Oh, it'd only be 15 miles away from your house. That would be so nice. That would be fun. Okay, so I will send out your valerian roots. I hope you enjoy it. Please do your research before you ingest it or take it or make tinctures out of it. And we will see you all Sunday night. That's Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Is it? Yeah, right after Garden State Gardener. I changed my time because I can't stay up late anymore. I got too much going on and I get too tired and I get exhausted the next day with my son. So, yes, technology is so off. Yes. Aw. God bless you, Rose. Thank you for coming in. And you're such a sweet, sweet woman. We will see you all Sunday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I will be on Wednesday. And I will be on Friday night or Saturday, whenever they get here. And we will do a huge live, and I'll have Tammy on here, and it will be great. All right. We will see you all next time. Thank you for coming in. Enjoy your giveaways, and we will see you Sunday night. Oh, thank you, and have a great, great, great night.